Hi, this time I wanted to talk about two things. The first is something that I thought about because of a comment made by one of my viewers. It's a critical, that's the name of my viewer. And the other comment, or rather the other topic, has to do with something that I saw during this stream that SHONNER had with the armchair GM. I'm going to put the link to that in the description. Okay, first, my viewer, it's a critical. He said that he always considered the role of the game master to help others telling the story. I think it's very important to clear up this mess with this video. Role-playing is not storytelling. Role-playing is not storytelling. I think this came about because of a two-step gap that occurred with the original roleplay idea by Dave Arneson. You have the Gygaxian distortion. For those of you that do not know the story behind Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson, when it comes to the roleplay aspect of tabletop role-playing games, Dave Arneson was the role player. Gary Gygax was the businessman and the war gamer, board gamer, but never the role player. The original concept of Dungeons and Dragons was created by Dave Arneson. Please check out the links in the description below, where I demystify Gary Gygax and I talk about the Arneson legacy. When it comes to storytelling, as I mentioned, first you have this Gygaxian distortion. The Gygaxian distortion, and then you have the World of Darkness distortion. They started to call the game master the storyteller. So you have two distortions, and suddenly, somewhere along the way, roleplay was deformed. The conception of roleplay by the average player, or rather by the non-role player, turned into storytelling. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to tell you a story. This morning I woke up, I washed a couple of oranges, I cut the oranges in half and then I squeezed the oranges, I prepared myself a glass of orange juice, I drank the orange juice and I thought it was delicious. The end. I told you a story, that's it. Now I'm going to roleplay. You stand before the ancient ruins of the high-tech, demonological war wizard. I bring out my pyrotellurian radiation scanner and move close to the entrance. You see, and now something is about to occur based on those actions. We don't know what is going to happen. We are not telling the story. The story will be created after the tasks come to be. There's going to be an effect. You are attempting to do something, you attempt to do something, and based on the roles, or if it's a diceless system, or if you give priority to that particular way of doing things, maybe the player took a very wise decision, and that player obtains an automatic success, then something happens in the player's favor. Maybe the strange devices located in that techno who knows what, I just came up with the name at the moment, with the techno who knows what ruins, they react to the strange device, the radiation meter that the adventurer brought out. Maybe the adventurer made a critical mistake. Maybe there are enemies, hidden enemies, and because he didn't secure the perimeter with his rifle, maybe he should have said something like, I start walking around with my rifle securing a perimeter of 30 feet around the site, or something like that, you know, walking with his rifle to see if there are enemies. So you're not telling a story, you don't know what is about to happen. Once the adventure is finished, now you have a story to tell. As simple as that. I don't know what is... Yes, it probably has to do with mediocrity and marketing of trying to get people into tabletop role-playing games. Oh no, it's kind of like it's telling a story and someone, oh, it's telling a story, I can do that, la la la. Tell a story with your friends. Oh, I can do that, la la la. No. But no, it's completely different. Why is there so much difficulty when it comes to accepting roleplay as an activity by itself? Roleplay. It's not storytelling. It's not a conversation. It's roleplay. Roleplay is roleplay is roleplay. Now, when it comes to this stream that I saw of SHONNER talking with the armchair GM, there was this strange moment in the conversation where they started to talk about if roleplay was art. If we consider art to be a form of expression, well, pretty much can be art. Pretty much anything can be raised to the level of art, like martial arts, a martial art. Sometimes, yes, paintings can be art, dancing, music, songs, they can be art. So you could say that roleplay could be considered art because it expresses something, but it's not like, oh, just like something in the conventional sense of existing just to admire it. You actually roleplay to obtain immersion. That's the difference. Unlike some passive things, right? You can read a movie, read a book. You can read a book and watch a movie, and then it's a passive form of entertainment. It could also be considered art, but you are not influencing the outcome. The outcome is already there. It has already happened. Even in those books that you choose your own path or your own adventure, most of it has been predetermined and you choose your path. But it's very different from roleplay, where everything is so active, so organic, so immersive. And when it comes to the game side of a tabletop role-playing game, if you are just role-playing, that's it. I move through the doorway. I pick up the stone. I approach Bob and say, Bob, have you seen a letter such as this one? That's roleplay by itself. It becomes a game when you have objectives. Every game has a sort of objective, a win or lose condition. That's the game. So when you have roleplay and you have those conditions of winning or losing, even you could say you never win at role-playing games or you never lose at role-playing games. You do have your character objectives. You want your character to stay alive. In the case, as I understand it, SHONNER has this sort of one-shots where the characters are dying, or if it's cool for the character to die, the character dies. That's the objective of the player, maybe, to have a glorious death. That's the win condition. So when it comes to the game, you have your objectives, your win or lose conditions. Maybe someone is playing Dungeons and Dragons and your win condition is surviving, obtaining lots of experience points, becoming very powerful, becoming a ruler, maybe winning the heart of a fair maiden, or unraveling the mysteries of the world. It could be anything. So you could say that's the game part. Your objectives are set. And then you have your roleplay. You achieve those objectives through roleplay, describing your character's actions. So just to clarify things when it comes to storytelling, I really need to drive a dagger into that misconception. You are not telling a story. The game master presents the game world, and the players interact with the game world. That's it. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and entertaining. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.